Hello, everybody. I'm CJ Miller. I'm in my apartment downtown Shreveport, Louisiana, and across the Red River is beautiful Bossier City, Louisiana. What I've done here is I've decided to simplify my table settings. So I have here these two uh, rather large farmhouse tables that I have end to end to make, one long setup. Uh, and basically, I've broke out the um, what we would call poor man's silver if I were alive back in the Great War or World War II or whatever, when they took silver away and they used aluminum in place of silver. So it's yeah, it never really needs polishing, and polishing does no good with it anyway. So you get this kind of a off color, like a not really a silver, but we get this aluminum. So I just loved it when I saw it. I started collecting these pieces, and I cannot find the steins. The mugs that would go with it. But I would love to get some aluminum. Not exactly. Something that would work with this for napkin ties. But when I do the napkins, I really had discovered, hey, you know what? I love this table run fold, where you just kind of like fold the napkins up into three or fours, kind of. And then place them on the charger, and then like a little uh, bowl or something on top of that. It makes a great uh, place setting or whatever. But I do see some of the some of the bowls are looking less desirable than others. So maybe I will try to hit them up with a little brasso, but because you're not really supposed to need to polish them, but I suppose a little polishing maybe couldn't hurt and maybe might even out some of the tone. But these are like, yeah, where did I find these? When I first moved over here, I started collecting these. So I guess that's about 2 years ago. And of course, the store that I was collecting from uh, is not there anymore. They've moved, and actually, some of the vendors are there, and some of them are not. They moved. It used to be, appliques under the bridge, and then they moved uh, up Texas Street a little bit, and then they moved into a co-op. Actually, the co-op is where I got these from, and they had appliques had some items in the co-op, and then they literally just moved into the co-op, and that did not come to pass. That didn't last too long, and then it went to. They basically became the Shreveport Trading Company and moved on the other side of downtown, still within shopping distance for me though. So, and I've gotten a few things from there. As a matter of fact, this setup also this came from Appliques, which is part of the Shreveport Trading Company. Uh, Appliques is like a sub business within that. It's weird. I don't know what their business model is. That they're started out being appliques, basically the embroidery, and then what would happen is, and there's like little knives that go with this too. And so what would happen is that you could do like any kind of embroidery. They do great work if you need anything like that done. But then they have little nifty little things that you can kind of get in there and buy little house decor and everything. I'm not someone who has like a tremendous amount of financial means at any one time, so I have to like save up for things like that. And but I'm telling you, it's a wonderful little store. If you come down here, and if you're not from here and you want to check out Shreveport Trading Company, also known as Appliques Embroidery, let me know. I will see to it that you can find them. So, because they are worthwhile. They're worth your time if you go in there and look. It is just wow. This is an awesome little place. But I need to get some aluminum uh, steins, so just to kind of set this up. I love this whole like you know, uh, very rustic, old world look almost. It's like it's it's like almost like finery throughout antiquity, just kind of a eclectic kind of way, like with the little satin cloths or something like that, uh, kind of set it off, make it pop, I don't know. I think this room's really gonna really come. It's really I'm stuttering like a you know like someone who's like reaching for words. Um, Not so much reaching for words, but reaching for expression or whatever. But it's mostly because not because I'm stumbling or stuttering. It's more about me caring about whom I'm reaching out to. I think this room's going to come together when I get the curtains put up. I've got the curtains that I want to go in this room finally, and I'm just waiting to get around to getting the right, curtain rods. I want inexpensive curtain rods because they're not very expensive. Nothing in this room is very expensive. That's the thing. But now that I've got some artwork up and everything like that, and some little things, I feel like it just really needs that finish of the curtains, which, by the way, are it's really going to tie the room together because uh, yeah, if I haven't really just shown and I think I may have pulled them out and took a picture and showed the little video of what they look like. But if not, once they get up, I'll do a video and I'll show you, and you'll be like, oh yeah, okay. Tying the room together might be an understatement. Anyway, uh, every once in a while, I like to change out. Even when I had like two separate tables in other parts of the room, and I had the uh, dishes that I would get and everything like that. I don't want to look at the same table setting all the time. I want to change them out every once in a while, the same way that I would change out like bathroom uh, uh, towels and the same way I would change um, comforters on the bed or something like that. There's no reason to look at everything has to be the exact same all the time. That's a part of my weirdness. I like to switch things up every once in a while. It's so weird because I want everything to be in line, and I want everything to follow the rules, but I also want some creative flux. So there's like my life is like there are areas of it where I'm very OCD. I don't think to the place where it rises to the level of a disorder. Uh, so maybe just the OC, but without the D. Like where my or maybe with the I don't know. I'm overthinking it. So here I go. It's the way my mind works. Putting too much emphasis on definition. There are areas in which I do that, and then there are areas in which things are just like so haphazardly uh, placed about. It's kind of like, what's my life like? Like you come into a room and you see a nice, comfortable couch, and it's got throw pillows and pillows that have been so carefully karate chopped, and uh, throw rugs and throw blankets put it just perfectly so it's the right amount of casualness, but every single bit of it is plotted out and planned. That's a little bit of what my life is like. It's very chaotic, but it's very planned chaos in the rooms. Very very casual, but it's very constructed casual. It's very thought out. I try to because I want to entertain a little bit more than what I do. And when I do have people come over and everything like that, I want them to be very, very comfortable. And I think very much about their comfort and what their experience might be. So I think I am going to probably rethink this rug that's more of a mat than a rug because, yeah, it's, yeah, I should have went more with a rug. But that's okay. I can still find a place for this in one of the other rooms. Um, I decided that I can post on X some video, formerly known as Twitter. How long does something formerly have to be known as something before you can say formerly known as? Anyway, X is now allowing live video the same way that YouTube does, but my videos are not. I don't really do them for children or I mean they're safe to watch. I mean I don't think that there's nothing in here that I do that's like whatever. But I think my presence on X is a little bit different than it is here. Whereas X is a lot more. It's becoming uh, a lot more scrolly. Whereas YouTube is specifically video. So I think most of this kind of stuff I'm still going to do for YouTube, and then I'll maybe randomly go over to X every once in a while and do some video. But I have a few years in working with YouTube and everything. So, uh, and I remember having like my very first person that followed me. Her name was Kaylee. I don't know if she's still out there or not. If you are, how you doing? Hello. Uh, and then so for then I would like I'd get like followers, one or two or three followers, and I would feel like so happy and yay. Now I'm up to like 180 something. I don't know, I haven't looked, or maybe I don't know. Is it that high? I don't know. My mind plays the memory. You know how you can think of something, look at something, and think it's one thing, and maybe it's not. But I think it's just maybe around 100, 180 or something like that. I don't know. Uh, but um, yeah, I've been doing that for a few years. I tell you, when I started it, I was ending my Facebook. I was ending my Facebook because it was like after 11 years, and uh, you know, way more. What it is I kept the same Facebook. From the moment I started a Facebook, I kept the same account. Never canceled it, never changed it, but everybody else did, and I couldn't figure out all these duplicates. You remember how that was, maybe? Like you just get everybody would get their first phone, or they'd start their account, and instead of deleting their account, they would just like abandon it and start another one. And so you have these some people, or forget your passwords, or you just start a whole new account or something like that. Whatever. It was I don't know, but I had like some people that had like 8 or 9 profiles. People and it's like over the years they would just make these profiles, break up with their group of friends or their boyfriends, or peace out on them or something like that, and totally ghost them. And what they would do in that case is, I don't know, instead of just like unfriending them or something, they would just like start a whole new account or something. It was really kind of corny when they started calling them friends anyway, instead of contacts. We don't really become friends unless we become like personable and we get to be in each other's lives. But at this point, everybody was like, in those early days, let me just have you know 1,800 friends or whatever, and it's like whatever, I don't know. But anyway, uh, yeah, I was feeling, hey, uh, mostly it had to do with the content that I was working on, stuff like this, a lot more visual than the writing. Facebook, I would get on there and I would write a lot. Like I'd respond, to my responses. They would look like, I don't know, editorials or something like that. So it was like, well, yeah, maybe since that's what I'm doing, maybe I want to get to some YouTube videos, because I started doing more videos, and it's like, so I decided basically to do that, focus on YouTube. And what did I want to do? Was I wanted to focus on my city, Shreveport. There was a lot of, we were coming from uh, a residential area that was nice, but we were going through the pandemic at the time, and I really started to focus on YouTube. I think it maybe shortly before, but I don't know. Um, but we were going through that. But I remember living in this building, the Fairmont Towers, which basically was and still is run down. And what I wanted to do was I wanted to come over here, which was a new development. and you know, new nice little neighborhood, still downtown. And I spent a lot of time walking and talking about the growth and improvement and things that were happening in my hometown, especially focusing on the artist community, and just getting familiar. And sometimes I get a little caught up and I lose sight in that is what this YouTube channel is about. It is ultimately the first and the most important thing I want to emphasize is how much I love my hometown, my community, the little towns around it, my little geographical area. I love it. There's so much here to experience, and I do want to invite people to come out and check it out. And then at the same time, talk about the quaint little things that go on in my life, like these cute little table settings and the little things, the little improvements that I can in. Because I don't have, when I moved over here, I brought some things with me, but almost everything else has come by way of kind of saving and putting things together and uh, you know economic living. So and that's something that I'm pretty good at, living on a uh, you know tight budget that requires some some really good uh, application of careful budgeting. How much is for my entertainment versus my home improvement stuff, my getting the bills paid. And it's like, yeah. So uh, it's amazing. Also, I'm quite in recovery. Nearly 16 years now. I'm not posting that as a brag. I'm just saying as a fact of my life. Uh, Nearly 16 years. It'll be 16 at the end of December. And what happens is that when you're not chasing down, or when I'm not chasing down uh, uh, things that I shouldn't be chasing down, uh, then I get to save a little bit of money because I'm not spending it on stupidity, or I'm not spending it on unhealthiness. I'm spending it in other areas. So, yeah, whatever. I gotta just notice my little, I'm supposed to wear it around. This is my little thing that the insurance people want me to have. And it's like, uh, it's like one of those things. If you fall down and can't get up, you can press a button or whatever. It's like, uh, I'm so. The other day I was out and I was with some people. We were gathering someplace, and then I went and I like basically took a running leap off of like 5 or 6 stairs to the next level. And it's like, I'm still very physically. I'm a very physically active person, so it's hard for me to imagine myself as being in my early 50s. And my insurance company is suggesting that I um, might one day fall and not be able to get up. But you never know. Whatever. Um, but there's enough stuff in this apartment. If I fell down, then I could grab a hold and drag myself across to a cell phone or something anyway. But whatever. I don't know. Rambling. That's what I do now. But listen, um, I tell you, I got to get a kitchen torch. So I'll just say that. The last time I had people over, I made creme brulee. It's kind of my dessert specialty, um, because it's an easy recipe, but it takes care. I think doing something like that kind of shows people that you care. But when I went to melt the sugar, the torch that I was using, the clicker, it just it ran out of fuel, and it was like, oh my god. So basically, what we did was we put caramel on it. I think I did a video and showed that me eating a creme brulee. So yeah. I'm also redundant, but that is the hazard of making videos and unscripted videos and basically just talking about things. But anyway, I'm excited for this table setup, but I need to get like let's see if my friend has some. He's got everything in his work truck. I'll see if he's got some uh, something that can polish this up. If not, I'll get some maybe try some vinegar and baking soda or something like that to get a chemical There's chemical ways to reduce any sort of coloring or whatever, but these have been around for like ever. So, you know, I'm almost certain they're vintage. Um, this this aluminum metal, these table settings, I'm almost certain yeah. So that's nice. I like that. Um, okay, I'm gonna stop gushing. I'm really just passing time. I had my dinner ready, but it's so close to midnight. I actually don't want to eat until midnight. So yeah, random video time. But anyway, peace, love, and light. Good night.